We had another shooting in Colorado here inside the United States. For those who may not have heard about it, this is a picture of 18-year-old Kendrick Castillo. Instead of graduating high school, which is going to be very soon, Kendrick was murdered by a couple of his classmates. 18 years old. I read a report that when the shooter pulled out the gun, Kendrick lunged towards the shooter. He rushed him. That's a brave young man. He was trying to protect, himself, of course, and also his fellow classmates. And I'm looking at the picture here. He had so much ahead of him, but it was taken away. And it just makes me sad that we can't protect our own kids in our school system. There were 8 more who were shot, but Jonathan was the only one that so far lost his life over this. Now, this school wasn't far from Columbine, which I'm sure a lot of you heard about that shooting. It happened 20 years ago. And it happened again in Colorado. And I'm just like, and I've said this on other social media. I spoke with people, and to voice my frustration as why can't we protect our kids? They're not being killed by outside forces. They're being killed by their classmates. Young people, very young people. They cannot be safe. They're not safe sitting in their class trying to study, learn. It's just heartbreaking that we just cannot protect them. I don't know how we would protect them, but I would like to see security, but not just security, trained law enforcement officers, maybe retired law enforcement officers to be on each school across the whole country. To try to at least prevent some of this. I don't know if we can stop all of it, but if we can prevent it, at least some of it, it would be a blessing that if we could do anything like that. Some schools across America, we have metal detectors in place. That really helps out. But some schools, unfortunately, not every school has metal detectors like at every gate. That's what would be needed. Not a metal detector just going into a hallway to get to a classroom, let's say. We need to have metal detectors at every entrance that goes into the school. I know it would cost a lot of money, but it has to be done, and it needs to be done very, very soon. We keep talking about it. We keep hearing about it on television, and we're talking about it. Like how can we stop it? And we just failing these kids. Think about it. These are young people that depend on us, the adults, to protect them, and we can't do it. It's just, to me, it's ridiculous that there's not more that we can't do for them. That there has to be something that we can do to assure the families that their kids are safe in schools. Because right now, there's no parent in the United States that feels 100% confident that nothing's going to happen to their kids. I saw an interview with Kendrick's parents, and it was mostly the dad talking, and the mom didn't say much, and I'm surprised that they were strong enough. I mean, this just happened like yesterday, a couple of days ago. But the father was talking, and he said that when he heard about the shooting, he immediately called his son. But he said Kendrick didn't answer, and the father said that he knew that his son was in trouble. Can you imagine? You know, you're getting in your car, you're driving to the school, your heart's pounding, you know, he's thinking about his son. You're thinking about their son. And he said he already knew something was wrong. But to get the news that your child was murdered inside a school, I mean, it's like the whole world just stops for them. I mean, I can't imagine. I'm just trying to make some sense of this. But it's like I said, I'm sure that the parents of Kendrick, like, everything stopped. And I'm sure there was anger, of course there was sadness, but I'm sure there was a lot of anger. And there's a lot of anger, they're feeling a lot of anger right now that we didn't or couldn't protect his son. You know, how many more shootings, school shootings, will it take before we do something about it? I would be willing to pay more taxes. We already pay a lot of taxes here in the United States, but I would be willing to pay more taxes to put armed security in every school across America, and also have metal detectors in every school, every entrance, no matter if the school is in a very poor district. It doesn't matter. It's the whole country that needs to come together to make this go away. You know, if we can't make it go all the way, at least, like I said, we need to minimize it, because it's just too much. The kids got to come out. What happens in a shooting, when the cops get there, they want everybody out of the school. Once they can find the suspect, make sure the suspect is taken down. That's the first thing, of course. But all these kids, all the school teachers, they all have to come out with their hands above their head, because they don't know who the shooter is. They have no idea if it was a student or if it was, you know, employee, school cafeteria employees, a school teacher. They don't know. And it's very scary to just think about that for a second. They're all coming out of the school. They know something happened. They just don't know exactly what. But when they come outside, they get the news. I mean, I really don't know. I think we all need to write to our congressmen and raise hell with them. They really need to get on the ball here, and they need to do it very, very quickly. Let's not wait for another shooting.